Hey y'all, doing something a little different today. I'm big on Lego. I wouldn't say I'm 100% a Lego loyalist. I've done some nano block mini builds and things like that. I just enjoy building in general, but haven't done a whole lot of Mega Bloks stuff. I've done a few of these little Pokemon sets, like the real small ones with my niece and my nephews. But this guy really caught my eye. I love Butterfree. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, like way back on Pokemon Red. Butterfree was part of my team for a while because, you get Caterpie pretty early in the game typically. And this set usually MSRPs for around $65, somewhere in that range, but I got it half off at Target. So it was about $32.50 before tax. And it popped up right before Christmas. And after checking with my family to make sure no one had somehow gotten this thing for me, I decided to pick it up. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the box open here with one hand. And it's a very sturdy box. Oh, nice, okay. Let's see how Mega Bloks does it. So they've kind of picked up the Lego idea where you have the numbered bags. Very cool. Let's see how many we got here. See, 6 is the highest number so far. Yeah, it looks like 6 bags. So, very nice. And we have, wow, this beautifully glossy instruction booklet. Very nice. All right, Mega Bloks is up in their game. Yeah, very pretty instruction booklet. Very much what I would expect from Lego. And it looks like these are the wings. I think it was a fabric wings. So let's try to get these. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just gonna get those back in order. Yeah, we'll crack open bag 1 and start putting this guy together. Should be pretty fun. Man, I'm impressed so far. So Mega Bloks, again, doesn't seem just like a cheap knockoff of Lego. I mean, it is a knockoff of Lego, let's be clear, but I'm impressed so far with the quality and the presentation. So yeah, let's crack open that first box. All right, I called it a box, but I'm in a bag. Here's the bag 1 4. We have a smaller bag within. We'll open him in a minute. Yeah, so very much like compatible with Lego pieces. They look like Legos. You can always tell when you're building with, when you're combining them together though, you can tell the difference right away. Of course, Lego, the surefire way is, let's see if we get this to focus. Each of these little studs would have Lego written on them, imprinted in them. And Mega Bloks, they tend to be smooth. I think there's they have a little imprint in between. So you can definitely tell when you're building with both Lego pieces and Mega Bloks and mixing them. You can tell a difference in quality, although they overall connect together pretty fine. But still, I mean, these are pretty good, solid bricks. Here's their sort of take on the Lego brick remover piece. So it's a nice little multi-tool there, where you can push out those little screw pieces, and you got your scraper to remove pieces and all of that. So I'm gonna open this guy up real fast. And another bag pour for this sub bag A. All right, got our little pieces there. I know some people, when they build sets, they like to separate everything out, and color coordinate and all that. I've never really done that. If you do that, I mean, that's great. Let me know your kind of preferred method. But I guess I've been building with Lego and Lego-like products for so long that I don't mind searching around a little bit. So, yeah, I still haven't gotten a way where I can film the building process. So, but I'll take some pictures and try to splice those in. But let's do bag 1. Okay, so I'm a few steps into the first bag, and it's going well. And one thing I've already noticed, this is sort of a difference I've noticed between Mega Bloks and Lego. Really just almost any other sort of building block based toy like this in Lego, Lego would never do this. And I'm not condemning this, I'm just noting this as a difference. Lego would never have a step where there's a piece sitting in place that does not neatly connect by the end of that step. Now, I say never. There's probably some exception. If you know of one, leave a comment. But this would be very unusual, I think, for a Lego set where it is not connected by the end of the set. Something else I've noticed too, this is kind of useful, it's just taking me a little getting used to. There's a lot more pieces you're putting down per step than your typical Lego set. I mean, some of the bigger ones certainly have some detailed steps. But I noticed this little color coordination that Mega Bloks uses is actually pretty helpful. It took me a second to kind of get what it was going for, but notice how we had this yellow highlight, and it means we're just going to be putting the outer of the two rows, one of the two rows of blocks on the side. So again, that's pretty obvious. I maybe it's a little bit dense because I made a little bit of a mistake first putting together these first 4 steps. But anyway, again, not condemning this, not saying this is a bad thing, just noting it as a difference from how Lego would do things. Of course, in the very next step, as you'll see, we're going to connect this little guy. We'll have him covered. So anyway, just a little difference, but I'm really enjoying this so far. And it's just the base plate. So the base plate's coming along pretty nicely so far. I just wanted to point out another sort of peculiarity of Mega Bloks instructions versus Lego instructions. So let me get that glare off. So, shucks. So notice how it'll show the configuration of the pieces together and then pointing them down. So this is something I've noticed Nano Bloks do, although Nano Bloks does it much more egregiously, and where it's, you know, you're doing 3 or 4 layers at once, and it was one of the things that makes those sets challenges and kind of tedious and maybe frustrating for younger builders. But so they're sort of doing a similar concept here, although it's much less complicated than those Nano Bloks builds. Lego would just show you where the pieces are getting added in. Now, this is interesting because they kind of do that. And this step 11, it's the first time I've seen this. They show you where to put these pieces. There's 1. And then they're showing you 2, what it should look like. So at first I was looking at this, like, is there something I'm supposed to put down? But looks like I have it right. So again, just sort of a peculiarity, a difference between Mega Bloks and Lego instructions. Okay, so bag 1 is complete. We got this really nice foundation going, and we have these little gears and pistons, which I think will cause the Butterfree to fly later on. So just my initial impressions on the first bag, it's very fun. It is challenging in part just getting used to the different instructions. Some of the build techniques they use are quite different than Lego. And so again, like, things are not quite as secure feeling, although this is really nice. I was worried about this little piston coming loose. See how loose that is? But you'd really have to try to make it turn loose. I was worried about it coming loose in normal operation. So it'll work. It'll work fine. This one is still not hooked into anything. So I can tell that the pieces are cheaper than Lego. You can just tell by handling them and using them that they're lighter. They're not quite as firm and sturdy. They do make good contact with each other. It's not quite the same satisfying connection you get with like, especially brand new crisp Lego blocks. So you can just tell, like, it's hard to describe, but the feel is not quite the same. But yeah, it's fun. I was thinking about it. It's like, you know, so I'm American. I live in the United States. So it'd be like if I went to Canada. Things are pretty much the same. You know, there's a lot of similarities, but then there's the strange little differences, like buying milk in a bag or that sort of thing, you know, or like visiting an English-speaking country in Europe, or maybe, you know, going to England or Australia or something like that. It's like everything's pretty much, you know, some of the broad strokes are the same, but there's going to be these little differences that you notice more because they're not, you know, part of your native culture, that kind of thing. So, but like, it's basically the same. You know, you can get by, you can pick up the lingo and the local peculiarities or the local culture pretty quickly. You know, there's still going to be a Chili's. I don't know if they have Chili's in England, but you get the idea. There's still going to be a chain restaurant that you like from back home. You're still going to find a McDonald's, but like even a McDonald's is going to be a little bit different. So that's kind of how it feels with this. So yeah, so we'll continue on with bag 2 here in just a moment. And here's bag 2 of the Mega Bloks Butterfree build. Beautiful pour. Just like Lego, they're very generous with some extra pieces, especially if, you know, the smaller ones. All right, let me get this guy open. Bag 2 mini pour. All right. Very cool. Kind of what I was getting at too, in the bag 1 section there, how the feel's a little bit different. Let me be clear, I don't dislike this. I'm actually having a great deal of fun. This is a really cool build, and it's fun doing something Mega Bloks because I'm so used to Legos. It's fun to branch out. So even though it is different, I can tell the pieces are a little cheaper. They're not quite as, they don't have quite the same satisfying heft as a Lego piece, and don't connect quite the same. It's still very fun. So I'm not poo-pooing it. For those of you that love Mega Bloks, I can see why. It's a fun process. So yeah, let's get to building bag 2 and continue getting this bad boy put together. Okay, it took just a little while, but here's the end of bag 2. And I'm really pleased with how it's coming together. So this is completed essentially the base. And it was a little flimsy during the process, especially this whole gear mechanism, but it is working properly now. It's sometimes a little stiff. I think I got it pretty smooth now though, yeah. And I'm kind of doing this with one hand. Let me see if I can anchor this a bit better. You can get a sense for the gear system. Yeah, very, very cool. And it's this great little box that I just finished framing in. So yeah, now we're on to bag 3. Had a little hard time getting this bag open, but here's the bag pour. Alrighty. A couple little mini bags. Let's get those cracked open. Here's the bag 3 mini bags. There's 1. And there's 2. Okay, bag 3 is complete. So we're halfway through the build. Boy, it is challenging. But I really am pleased with what's come up so far. You have to really pay attention. So these little side pieces, these are 6 little peg holes. These are 7. So I was wondering why I had some discrepancy between these two, but fortunately I got it sorted out. And this thing is working really well. So I think this will ultimately be the wings. And just look at the detail on this little box. The rocks, the little pebbles all around. I'm very, very pleased. So we're going to have to go on to bag 4. Looks like a little bit smaller perhaps. So maybe our progress will speed up. And here is the bag 4 bag pour. Oh, yeah. And let's get these little bags opened up. So a few little pieces right there, probably detail pieces, and a few more over here. So we are ready to get on with bag 4 of our Mega Bloks Butterfree build. So as I predicted, the tempo of completing this is increasing now. I'm getting more used to the instructions and their approach, but also just the bags are getting a little shorter. A lot of extra pieces. I need to go back and make sure I didn't miss something. But we got the head. Very cool. And I love these little teeth. That's a unique piece. So we've got the base, we've got the head. Now, I suspect bag 5 will be the body. And based on these instructions, that might be the case. So let's get this bad boy opened up. Here's the bag 5 bag pour. Beautiful. And again, a couple of smaller bags. Let me get those open real fast. Okay, so the bag 5 mini bag pours. Lots of little pieces. And this guy has some rubber bands. Very interesting. This is a pretty technical build so far. There's all sorts of gears and everything in there, so definitely not a beginner build, but still quite fun. All right, let's get to it. Bag 5, here we come. Okay, so I'm in the middle of bag 5. We're coming along pretty nicely. We have the thorax and all that stuff done. Got the head attached to the body now, and they're calling for the wings. So, pop open this folder. Oh, cool. The gossamer butterfly wings. Nice. So we'll get these put on in just a moment. Very cool. We have wings. Very nice. That's beautiful. So it's kind of like the same concept behind the old Lego Lego pirate sets where you'd have the cloth sails. This is this is paper that's essentially laminated. So yeah, it works. All right, let's keep building. Okay, still on bag 5, but this is really cool. So the under support for the wings, which is actually a little challenging to get hooked in, but boy, this is cool. Let me see if I can get it to do with one hand. Very neat. So now we're about to put the rear wings on. Any entomologists, let me know the proper name for that. But yeah, very, very cool. Let's keep going. All right, so bag 5 is complete. This is so cool. I'm just really satisfied with this build, and look at the wings there. So the rubber bands kind of help hold everything up to keep the wings looking upward. And they're all bound together with this little piece right here, kind of holding things in. Very, very neat build. Very aesthetically pleasing. So we're on to bag 6, and I'm pretty sure bag 6 is going to be the various nameplates, the names for Butterfree in different languages. So let's crack it open and finish this set off. And the bag 6 bag pour. Oh yeah. Let me get this little guy open. And the bag 6 mini bag pour. Awesome. And look at these plates. Awesome. All right, let's finish it up. And it's done. Wow, really cool. I really like this build. I will say this, I'm a Lego guy. Lego are much better quality and feel a lot firmer, the pieces. If I had a big bucket of blocks and I'm just building random stuff, I would want Legos. But Mega Bloks does a great job with these Pokemon sets. Look at all the different names for Butterfree in different languages. Very cool display kit, and I love the mechanical side of it. Look at the flowers swaying back and forth. I'll probably be able to get a smoother turn when I'm using 2 hands, one to hold it down, but very, very pleased with this. Again, I picked this up at Target for about half off. I think it was like $35. So very highly recommend at that price point. I think it was actually $33. Very fun. Again, it took me probably 2 hours to do this build. And there were some mistakes along the way, and you have to really pay attention. But boy, I love this. It was very fun. So I highly recommend picking this one up. I wouldn't pay $60 for it. I think that's a little pricey. But $33, $32, whatever I paid for it, definitely worth the time. So well done, Mega Blok. I'm still a Lego loyalist, but I'm definitely going to be getting more of these Mega Bloks Pokemon sets. They're really cool. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. God bless.